Welcome to Dice with Death, where anyone could die with a roll of the dice. I'm your direct messenger, Ollie Bateman, and joining me again for this week's performative Dungeons & Dragons podcast is Chatty Badger's Jamie Powis.
I'm sad Zach's dead. Tears, I've cried 1,000. But welcome to the party, Eric and Smorgenhausen.
You guys have been waiting for an opportunity.
Just get rid of Zakaiya so quickly so we can get Eric and Schmorgenhausen into the party.
I'm not even mad at it. Take him away with you.
I'm, of course, also joined by We Are Reach's Amy Mallet.
Oh, it's with great sadness that I say, this episode is sure to be a weeper. Now Zach has wound up with the Gatekeeper.
Ooh, nice. Very, very nice. Yes, of course, because at the end of the last episode, you heard the Gatekeeper's voice. Who Zakaiya's actually never heard the Gatekeeper before.
No, she doesn't know that's who it is.
No.
So, yeah.
We shall see what happens there. I am, of course, also joined by WhatCulture.com's Adam Wilborn.
It's Titus, baby. You know who. Last time I flirted with the love of my life, Zalu. Things got tasty like an apple pie, and I became the only member of the party who will never die.
Congrats, sir. Congrats on your long-lived life.
Yes. Titus, I think you've... In the whole campaign, have you only ever been downed once? Was it on the side of the mountain? Did you go down? I can't remember.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe you didn't. No, it was... Aark survived because he rolled a nat 20 and he carried Zakaiya's corpse-like body to safety underneath.
You did go down. You did go down because you got a Tango Ice Blast in the face.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, definitely remember getting a bit of an ice blast at some point.
Yeah, no, you definitely went down, but you've never died, you know? So you're the last man standing.
Someone had a potion and probably thought it was a good idea to use it, eh, mate?
Just silence from everybody else. Right. Is everybody ready to continue the adventure?
No.
Just to go back to Adam there. Like, when Zach was down, I gave her the Master Potion. It didn't help, but I just want to confirm you can give potions to people.
Yeah, but as you said, it didn't help, so no point wasting a potion normally, is there?
No point crying over spilt milk. Spilt Zach's blood.
Yeah. It's not when you complete a computer game and you look in your rucksack and you've got like 3 million things that you could have used, but you're like, oh, I'll save that for when I need it. You just never use it.
Yeah.
Previously on Dice with Death, a master assassin, cloaked from head to toe, advanced on Zakaiya's paralysed body in the middle of Stadia Concretia's Hall of Fame and pushed her over prone onto the floor. He then covered the files labelled History of the Femme Fatals with gasoline and turned to Zakaiya to douse her in the flammable liquid. Meanwhile, Titus rummaged around his sporran to find some polo mints, while Aark got to work straightening out Titus's wrestling singlet in order to make him presentable for his first ever conversation with Princess Zalu. A very nervous footman introduced you both, and Aark stepped forward as a glorious wingman to declare to Zalu that she was stood in front of the saviour of Iliad, the vengeance of Portugi, and the foretold legendary anvil of Petro Solidus. Zalu seemed impressed with this and watched as Titus kissed her hand before pulling off a very average backflip before paying her umpteen compliments as Aark whispered in Titus's ear to just take it down a touch. Titus then took it to 100% and told a joke that luckily Zalu was into, laughing along and almost falling into Titus's arms as a sign of affection. On finishing the conversation, Titus gave Princess Zalu one of his famed toothpicks so that she could have it on her person while she watched the proceedings of the next day's games. Zalu then flicked the toothpick into her mouth and, just using her tongue, tied the sharp wooden splinter into a bow like a cherry stem. Zalu departed.
I was just going to say real quickly, tangent. I know you hate this, Ollie. I know you're hating every minute of it. But I was so focused on not dying that I forgot how horny that bit was with the toothpick.
So horny.
Anyway,
yeah,
was I frustrated? Was Adam frustrated? Who knows?
I think we're all frustrated.
Zalu departed, and Aark started to hear the sounds of thunder and lightning coursing through his head, as if Tempo himself was trying to communicate. Aark, through the use of augury and insight, knew that something was amiss, and pulled the teeny tiny bell from his pack, ringing it to bring forth Erican Schmorgenhausen. After a quick tickle fight with Titus, Erican's eyes rolled in the back of his head, and declared that everyone should head to the Hall of Fame, quick sharpish. Aark shouted for the guards as Titus and Aark dashed through the curtain. You all burst into the room, seeing the petrified games official Trudith on the floor, Zakiah being covered in gasoline by the assassin, and the Hall of Fame ablaze, in a fight that saw Aark turn the battlefield from a fiery inferno into an icy slip and slide under the fog of war while dodging paralyzing knife attacks. Zakiah dropped unconscious, but found the strength within her to roll a nat 20 and pop back up with 1 HP. The fight continued, and even with some successful death saves, the assassin finally managed to pierce Zakiah's heart, rendering her body lifeless. In Zakiah's final moments, she saw her adoptive parents, Brenna and Lothrin Rubbledusk, smile upon her as her soul became weightless. But as the light became dark, Zakiah heard a voice in her head that said, "Oh, hello, babes." And that's where we are now. Zakiah, you surprisingly wake up face down in a white fluffy expanse with nothing around you but the soft cushiony feel of clouds under your body. You've heard this voice all around you say, "Hello, babes," but it's a voice you've never encountered before. You hear the strutting taps of stiletto heels tapping on the cloud floor as if it was made of marble, and they get louder as they approach you. "Oh, come on now, hun. It's not good to lie down on your face like that now, is it? Do you need a hand getting up?"
Oh God, I'm gonna roll over. So what do I see? Who is you? Who are you?
"I'm the Gatekeeper. Pleasure to meet you. Am I right to assume that you are Zakiah Rubbledusk?"
Yeah, that's me. What is this place? Am I sitting on a cloud?
"Yeah, it's all made of clouds."
Nice. I mean, I'm quite a fan of your shoes. Are those stiletto heels? I've heard things about those.
Goodness, they are. It's my addiction, hun. I love them. It's my one vice in life. I'm not a druggie. I'm not a pisshead. But I do love some high-heeled shoes that no one else can walk in. Anyway, welcome to the Box Realm, hun. There's Prosecco and hors d'oeuvres in the cabana. I see you're partial here to a bit of blackberry mead. Am I right?
That's very true. I could go for that. What's an hors d'oeuvre?
Oh, it's like imagine a meal that you've had, you know, like a tavern or something, but really tiny and just on a plate with lots of other tiny bits of food.
So like the tiny chicken nuggets that me and Titus were going to get from the chicken shop, but tinier.
Yeah.
Like marble nuggets. Chicken marbles. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll go that way. So I sort of walk towards them.
Okay. You step towards the Gatekeeper. They click their fingers and you see a cabana appear. You see a lush sofa made out of clouds. You see a TV made out of clouds. You see chairs and tables and a hammock and a bubbling jacuzzi and spa. And this all just appears in front of you as the Gatekeeper leads you over to it.
This looks really cool. Gosh, this place is so lovely. I can't help but I'm not in a rush to get off or anything because it looks great and you've got a lot of drink here. But I should really get back to my friends. I mean, this is just temporary, right? I'm going back. This might just be a dream or something. Is this like a hallucination? What happens here?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, honey. I don't like that. Oh, honey.
Do you remember the last thing? What's the last thing you remember from the material plane?
Oh, it's all hazy now. This is just a strange place. I literally feel like I've just woken up from a really long sleep, but I vaguely remember something really bad happening. There was fire. My friends were there. Oh no. We were in the middle of a fight and there was an assassin and he struck me down and everything went black. And then the next thing I remember is hearing your voice. That's about the last thing I can picture.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, babes, but you're dead.
Ah. Okay.
I say I don't know how to tell you it. I just did tell you it. You're dead.
I mean, I admire your I think I need to sit down. I admire your tenacity, though. Thank you for, you told it like it was. You didn't sugarcoat it. Ooh, can I have a glass of blackberry mead, please?
Zakaya, as you say this, you're stood just kind of outside the cabana. You're not in it, but you feel a lovely, comfy, cloud-like chair just appear underneath you as you kind of stumble back and fall into it. And as soon as your head hits the back of this chair, a blackberry mead appears in your hand.
Cool. So Zach's gonna drink a good few gulps of the blackberry mead. Oh, okay. So I can't go back. Like, I'm not going to wake up at any moment and be back where I was with Titus and Aark, right?
Listen, hun, I look after this box realm. I've had a few people come through. I had one come through quite recently, actually. It's only a couple of days ago, I think, at this rate. But, yeah, look, when you come here, you don't know how long you're going to be here. It's kind of a suck it and see it kind of thing, Like, someone might want to, someone might want to bring you back. Someone might want to talk to you. There's a few, bits of unfinished business. But look, the reason that you're here is probably to pass on over to the other side. So my job is to make you as comfortable as possible before we make that transition. I was about to say, is that okay? I guess this is a lot to take in all at once for someone who's just passed away,
Yeah.
How are you? How are you?
Oh, weirdly, I should be scared, but I'm totally not. I'm incredibly relaxed and, quite comfortable. And I feel this strange sense of peace, but I can't help but wonder what I've left. Like, what about my friends? Do I at least know that they weren't killed too?
She looks over her clipboard, and Zakaya, without rolling a perception check, you can see exactly what Aark saw when he visited the box realm, that the clipboard is just a running commentary of what's going on the material plane. And you see that the fight is still going on. It's very much still in the throes of battle.
Oh my god, that's that bastard. That's the guy who stabbed me, who tried to set me on fire. Okay. Oh, how am I gonna, can we do anything? Can we help? Are we just stuck here? We can't help them.
I'm sorry, hun. This is it.
Okay. Can I see that scroll thing that you've got there? Can I see your clipboard? Can I see what
Yeah,
you're
of course
doing?
you can. I've got loads of them. And she passes the clipboard over to you, and you see that it's like a typewriter. It's as if you're watching a piece of paper being typed on by a typewriter. It's just a running commentary. You see within this kind of space-time, like box realm that you're in, that action has paused for a second, but you see everything before it, everything that was leading up to you being stabbed in the heart and killed.
Oh my gosh. I hope that Aark and Titus are going to get out of this. Can I actually zoom in hands? Can we see what that guy looks like? Can we sort of zoom in so I can see the assassin?
There are no pictures on the clipboard. It's just,
of course, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of the TV.
No, that's okay. It's just a running commentary. So it's like looking at, I don't know, directions
like
for a screenplay.
Text-based adventure.
Sure, yeah, like that. Yeah, absolutely. But the gatekeeper turns to you and says, "Oh, have fun with the clipboard. I got loads. It's fine." Now, listen, Zakaya. Normally, I would say, feel free to enjoy the entertainment package in the cabana. But I can't for the life of me find the remote to the TV. It's just up and left. Like, who loses a TV remote in a box realm? So, I'm sorry, I've not got a TV package for you. So it's probably more like a sit down. I can give you, I don't know, some headphones. You can listen to a podcast or something. Do whatever.
Yeah, actually. Have you got dice with death? Oh, we smashed the wall. I retract that. She didn't. Zach did not say that. She said, have you tried looking down the back of the sofa?
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll do that. And they totter over to the cabana and start rummaging around through the sofa. But you, Zakaya, you see various glasses of blackberry mead appear on stands next to you, just to keep you fed and watered, along with all these tiny chicken nuggets on plates.
Nice. Okay. I can read the clipboard. I can see what's happening basically in real time.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So is that the end of, like, the last thing with me being stabbed? I can't see anything else.
Yeah, you can't see anything else after that for the time being. The gatekeeper finishes rummaging around under the sofa. She's like, I don't know where it's gone. I swear I had it. I swear I put it on the coffee table. Never mind. I'm sure I can conjure one up in a few thousand years or something. Very expensive, these box realm TVs, though. Look, Zakaya, you might have a lot of questions. I am somewhat of a, I don't know, what would I call it? Maybe demigod? So I'm not like all-knowing and stuff, but I can certainly answer any questions that you might have while we, keep you comfy and entertained until we know what's going to happen next. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask.
Well, you mentioned that I could be brought back, that I could return. How would my party members, or sorry, I'll rephrase that in a less meta way. You mentioned that I could be brought back. How could that happen? Could my friends bring me back? Could someone else outside that I don't know wish me back into the material realm?
Hold on, Zakaya. Are you friends with that Aark chap?
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I'm asking, because, I mean, I don't know how these wishstone things work, but we did a similar thing for Aark. I mean, he came here, right? He was here.
Yeah, no, he did. He came here. He's a lovely man. He's
Yeah.
such a he's very quiet. He's very like dad-like and stoic and military kind of man. But he was nice in the end. He got in the jacuzzi and had his nails done. He was fine. He relaxed after a bit. But
Didn't they look great when he came back? Those talons were absolutely on fleek, and they weren't when he left. So
Oh,
that makes
babes.
a lot of sense.
I am good at talons, let me tell you. And she flicks her nails, and they're just the longest, most diamante covered things you have ever seen in your life. Just fabulous.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. So Aark was here until Titus and I managed to get that wishstone, and we managed to bring him back. So, in theory, I'm just waiting to be brought back. If I'm not, what are the other options? Like, what happens? You mentioned passing over. Where do I go?
There are only two options here, honey. It's to be brought back to the material plane, or to pass on to the next world, as it were. The heaven, as some people call it.
Can you tell me about the next world?
It's a brilliant place, Zakaya. It really is. It's just everything you could ever imagine all in one place. Everybody you've ever known, or lost, or loved, they all end up there. So you never know. If you did pass on, you could see some of those people that you've been missing for a very long time.
I could see my mum and dad again. I'd really like to see my parents again. I just feel so bad. I feel like I had a purpose here. I was part of a prophecy, and we were trying to, find Petra Solidus and kind of carry out this grand plan, and I was part of something. I feel bad for leaving the other two kind of, with that space. I mean, we were at the championship games. It's all coming back to me now. We were at the games. We need a third person. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But the idea of that next world sounds pretty good right about now. I'd do anything to see my parents again.
Zakaya, you don't in this immediate instance need to be thinking about the others. I can tell from your soul, just looking at you, you're a kind, caring person, and you think about others. But this is your time right now. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's fate, it's destiny, it's already been decided for you. There's nothing that can be done. I just got a notification that you are here. I need to look after you for the time being. And whatever happens next happens. But just know that I'll be here for you, whatever happens, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Gatekeeper, if that's what I can call you. Thank you for reassuring me.
We cut back to the material plane where Aark, Titus and Aark and Schmorgenhausen are still face to face with the assassin that has just killed Zakaya. We're still in the same initiative as before, so Titus, that's your go. You see the assassin stood over Zakaya's body, pull the knife from her chest as her body becomes void of any life. What do you do?
How far away am I?
Like 5 feet away from this assassin. Aark is like right next to this assassin because Aark was kind of stood over Zakaya's body. You're just behind him, but you're still within 5 feet.
I think it's going to be like a death cry, like in 300 when that bloke gets his kid gets killed. Spoilers, sorry.
Spoilers for I'll put a little bit at the front of the episode, like spoilers for 300.
And I think because this is my first chance, as far as I'm aware, to actually try and hit this twat. Because he's been hiding, and then he's been too far away. So, I'm not going to just charge straight at him, because I think I'm fairly certain if I do that, that's going to take me straight through Aark. But maybe step to one side, and then just raise the greatsword and swing for this bell end.
Like it.
Roll to hit, please.
Come on, baby, let's do this. Fucking get in! Yes! Nat 20.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yay!
Nat
Amazing.
20, Titus. Yes, you definitely hit this assassin. Roll your damage and double it, please.
I got a 1 and a 6 there. 7, 11, 22.
Woohoo!
Nice.
22 points of piercing damage. Titus, finish this assassin.
Get in, Titus! Oh my god, that was it was the war cry. It was the death scream. It did it for you.
Yeah, Titus, you see on the floor Zakaya, her dead, lifeless body. Your stepsister, who you've been with for only the last nearly 12 days, but have come so close to. You see this assassin pull the knife out, and you just go absolutely ham.
Yeah, I think rather than like slicing the head off, that's too fast. I want to like bury it in their guts, and then if I can, I don't know how big they are, pick them up so they're like above me, so they're slow. Gravity's slowly taking them down on the greatsword.
Oh.
And I'm just looking at them.
Yes, baby.
Titus, with a nat 20, you do this.
Yeah, right. Last second, I'm shoving it. He's sliding down. I think blood's coming out of their mouth. I think that's what happens according to the movies. And then raise it up so right until they're right at the hilt or whatever
the hilt,
it is. Yeah. Put them back down so they're on so he's on his feet, and I say, look at him dead in his eyes, and say, "This is for Zach." Pull the sword out and then decapitate him if I can.
Whoa.
Titus, with a nat 20, you can do whatever the fuck you want. That's exactly what you do.
Then do some keepy-ups with his head. But I don't have to do that bit.
Aark and Aark and Schmorgenhausen watch as Titus lifts this assassin blade high into the sky. Bearing in mind, Titus, you're 7.5 feet tall. This guy's 5-something, so he is like over 10, 12 feet in the air, sliding down on this sword as his guts are just absolutely eviscerated by your greatsword. You put him down on his feet, absolutely decapitate his head. Blood splatters absolutely everywhere, and his head rolls to the side along the currently icy and slippy floor. So it goes way further than you think across the room. But his head disappears off to the side. You have successfully defeated this assassin. You are out of combat. Behind you, with all the commotion, you see all these Stadia Concretia guards enter the room, led by the games official, the games master at the front, who don't say anything yet, but see the decapitated head of an assassin on the floor and raise their spears to everybody in the room immediately.
I am going to start casting a spell because I don't have time to wait. So I'm going to hover over Zach's body and cast a spell called Gentle Repose.
Ooh, please read aloud to the class.
You touch a corpse or other remains. For the duration, the target is protected from decay and can't become undead. The spell also effectively extends the time limit on raising people from the dead, since days spent under the influence of this spell don't count against the time limit of spells such as Raise Dead. So I'm going to take 2 copper coins and hold them in my hands, and you're going to see all this kind of like necrotic, very bad energy just kind of pour into Zach's eyes. And
Whoa.
as the spell finishes, I'm going to place the 2 copper coins over her eyes.
This is sick.
This is so cool.
Do clarify just with that spell, how much further have you extended the time that Zakaya can't decay?
10 days.
Excellent news. Aark, you cast this
We
spell.
know each other 10 days ago. This is great.
Yeah, I was going to say. Almost as long as we've actually known each other, I now won't decompose.
Aark, you do this incredible feat of necromancy. The copper coins on the eyes is just the icing on the cake. But these guards who have entered the room have seen necromancy take place in this room, and they start advancing on all of you. You hear shouts. You hear the games master trying to rally everybody as these purple cloaked guards start advancing forwards, going, "What's this? What's he doing? It's necromancy! Seize him! Seize him! Stop him!"
I'm going to draw my sword at them and say, "Stop where you are. You had one job, to protect us. There could be no fighting. You better stop, or everyone's going to know how shit you are."
Aark,
I'm going to stand next to Aark, and we'll wipe the blood off on my animal skin, basically off the great sword, and say, "Yeah, what he said. And trust me, you take one step further, you're not going to get ahead in this job."
very good. Aark, roll me an intimidation check.
That is a 15.
15.
Yes!
These Stadia Concretia guards are scared of you. They absolutely are scared of you. They're still in attack positions. They've kind of fanned out around you. And you see them ready with their spears, just kind of looking at each other, scared of you, not knowing what to do. You see the games master pushes through. "Right, what's all this about? Oh my goodness, is that Zakaya?" Looks directly at you and says this, Aark.
So it's great to know you're paying attention now, isn't it?
Oh. You see the games master looks around to all the guards and he says, "Lower your weapons, lads, lower them. We need a medic in here, quickly, quickly." And he gets on the radio and radios out to an evac medic team. You see all the guards kind of lower their spears a little bit, and the games master says, "Get on that front door of the Hall of Fame. This place is going to go into lockdown now." You see guards start to move. Commotion's happening in the room. It's a good thing no one stepped on the icy floor that you're all currently still stood on. But they head to the front of the Hall of Fame and start guarding. And the games master approaches you, Aark, and says, "Is it an assassin?"
My sword is still drawn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold this kind of sword towards his neck as he kind of gets a bit closer.
The games master says, "Aark, I mean you no harm. I'm here to try and I want to sort this out. This ain't right. Is that an assassin that attacked Zakaya?"
Can I go to Titus and just go, "Titus, can you do me a favour and check the head? I kind of want to know what race it is."
Oh yeah. I when you say check the head, I go to look at Zach's head and then realise what you're implying.
I'm going to slap his hands away from those coins.
No, don't touchy. No touchy.
Yeah, I think that when you die, like Sonic, coins just come out of you, or rings.
He's like, well, we've lost a friend, but at least we're not going to go penniless. Scoop her up, scoop her up. I love the idea, Titus, that you're trying to catch this head, but it's still really slippery and the floor's really slippery. And it's like trying to catch a curling ball. You're just chasing it, and every time you go to grab it, it slides away.
Yeah, I go and try and find the head wherever it's rolled off to.
Aark, you are stood there with your sword at the Games Master's neck. You instruct Titus to find the head of this assassin. It's very easy to find. It's at your feet, but maybe 10 or 15 feet away. So Titus, you find this head of this assassin, still with mask on, and you've chopped his head off so cleanly that the hood of the cloak is still covering his face currently.
Oh, I go to leave. I go to leave the place and say, Aark, I'll be heading off then.
Wow!
No, I'd like to, I think I'd like Aark to see it because it's Aark's idea, and Aark, I don't really know why Aark needs to know this or wants to know this, but I'm going to hold it, I don't know, by the neck stump, but with the back of the head facing me and the face facing Aark, and then a bit like at a romantic wedding, I unveil whatever this assassin's race is.
Aark, you are presented with the bloody head of an assassin. Titus peels the mask off. And as he does, and the hood of the cloak falls to the floor, covered in DNA, you see two high elven ears flick out from behind the mask.
Aark audibly gasps as well, like, fuck.
Damn it.
Still with your sword to the Games Master's head, he radios again. Where's that evac? Where's that medic? And then he gets back on the radio and says, we need to go into lockdown. Lockdown needs to happen now. And he presses a little button on his receiver. And you hear all throughout the stadium, metal doors shutting every which way in and out of this stadium.
I'm going to put my sword away and go to the Gatekeeper and just go, what do you make of a high elf assassin?
The high elves never come here. Ever. And the fact that they turned up this year, the year of our purple moon, and we find the head of an assassin, an elf, a high elf assassin here, it's no coincidence, my friend. No coincidence at all.
I'm so impressed Titus hasn't done ventriloquism with the corpse's head, by the way.
Like a Shakespearean to be or not to be kind of thing, but with the bottom of someone's jaw, yeah.
So you've got your. So I'm going to turn to the Gatekeeper and just go. Does your medical team, can they bring people back from the dead?
No, lad. We can't perform miracles. That's way beyond our capability.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to perform a miracle. And Aark is going to click his talons and go, after a long rest.
Oh.
Well then.
Those spell slots have been dwindling, haven't they?
I need a miracle.
I need a miracle. It's one. Yeah, great.
I do need something though.
What do you need?
Kind of a shit ton of diamonds.
Diamonds?
Yeah, I need about 300 gold worth of diamonds.
And you think we just got that here at the stadium, just on us?
I don't know what to say. I think miracles, they're worth the price you pay. But yeah, no, I need 300 gold's worth of diamonds.
Aye, that's right, mate. You do. But I ain't got it on me. You'll have to find some kind of sponsor to get that. You see the medic team, the medic evac team, come into the room with a stretcher. It's two humanoids dressed in the purple colours of Stadia Concretia and the Purple Moon Festival. And they get to the Games Master and they say, "Where's the body?" And the Games Master points to Zakaya's body, and the medics head over to Zakaya's body to lift her onto the stretcher.
So I'm just going to stop them before they do and just go, have you got any bandages?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Just out of a medic kit on his utility belt, hands you, I don't know, 5 meters of a round of bandages.
Cool. What I'm going to do is wrap all the bandages round Zakaya's head, so just over her eyes, because, hint, if any of those coins fall off, the spell's broken. So I just need to keep those coins on her head. So I'm going to tie them as tightly as I can on her head.
Okay.
I also don't want these blokes lifting her onto the stretcher. I'll do that if someone needs to do it. They don't need to touch her.
Titus, you step in and say this. The medics look slightly confused, but with you being 7.5 feet tall and 300 pounds, they're not going to argue with you. And Aark, with your sword and your wings expanded, no one's arguing with you either. You see Eric and Schmorgenhausen sobbing next to the body of Zakaya as you wrap Zakaya's head up with these bandages. Eric and Schmorgenhausen picks up Zakaya's hands and places them on her chest, just across in a safe position. You hear him sobbing, and he says, "I'm so sorry I couldn't make it earlier. I should have given you more potions when you left. This is just... How are you, Aark?"
I have a feeling, Erican, that wherever Zach is, she's been looked after.
We can take solace in that. Oh, poor little Zakaya. So young. So full of life. Titus, the medics are standing by with a stretcher. But I don't think you're that bothered about a stretcher, are you? You want to take care of Zakaya's body.
Yeah, I'll carry it wherever it needs to go.
Okay. Titus, do you pick Zakaya's body up now that its head is wrapped in bandages?
Yeah, very. Make sure the head's supported. I want that wobbling about anywhere.
Yeah, we don't want those coins to fall
Any
out.
coins dropping out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sort of one arm under the shoulder blades, one arm under the sort of knee, you know.
Yeah, it's not a romantic thing, but if you imagine the film The Bodyguard, you are carrying Zakaya supportively in this room. The games official turns to you, Aark, and says, "Look, I know this is an absolute tragedy, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. We've put the stadium on lockdown. Let's get you to the living quarters. We'll have guards stationed at every door, and we'll make sure that no one can get in or out. All right? You have my absolute word on that. Is there anything else that me and my team can do for you right now?"
Can you clear out the press?
Aye, we'll get on that immediately. Right, you lot, through there. I want everybody out of the hero zone now. The guards move off. You hear through the corridor that you all came down just absolute confusement of what's going on. All of these metal doors have slammed shut down. Everybody's just, some people are screaming. They don't know what's going on. But you hear through that corridor that the hero zone is completely cleared. And the games master turns back to you, Aark, and says, "Everyone from every team that got through to the second day is being quarantined in their living quarters. No one gets out, no one gets in, not without my say."
How many guards are currently in this room right now? Is it just the games master?
It's the games master, and he's sent out like 20, but he's still got 10 in here.
Because I kind of want to have a look in that filing cabinet.
Oh, okay. If you want to do that, roll me an investigation check, please.
6.
Aark, you see on the filing cabinet, I'm guessing this is the one that was dousing all the gasoline, right? That was ablaze when you came in. You see that a lot of it has just completely burned out. And although you extinguish the flames and put them all out with your... what spell was it again? It was...
it was Sleet Storm.
Sleet Storm, that's it. So the damage that the paper has suffered through fire and then ice has kind of destroyed it at this point.
Cool. I'm going to say to Titus, should we get her back to the room?
Yeah. It's probably for the best. We need to rest and do what we need to do before... Well, I don't know. You know better than I do what we have to do next.
I'm going to look to the Gamekeeper. So is it Gamekeeper or Gameskeeper?
Games Master. Let's call them Games Master.
Okay.
I had that magazine all the time when I
Me
was a kid.
too.
What a cracker.
Yes, go to the Games Master and go. So with our audience with Princess Zalu, we were given, or we were going to be given like a sending scroll. Has that been passed on to someone?
Okay, let's retcon this slightly. You were given it when the footman and Zalu departed. It wasn't said specifically in the last episode, but yeah, you were given that sending scroll.
Okay, cool. Then I'm happy to head on over to the room.
Okay. You walk out with Titus, Aark and Schmorgenhausen, and Zakaya in Titus's arms. The guards that entered the room initially and were shocked at what they saw are now feeling solemn. But you see that they're doing their job and they're guarding just like they should do. They create a guarded pathway for you to head straight across the room, up the stairs, and into the living quarters. It's wooden clad. It's very basic in terms of like living quarters. There's not loads of money that's been spent on this. It's all been spent on the games and the hero zone. But you see a very comfy bottom bunk to rest Zakaya's body on, which of course the room is guarded by 5 guards outside the door.
I fight the urge to shout, "Shotgun the bottom bunk," and gently lay her body down on the bunk.
Aark and Schmorgenhausen turns to you, Titus, and said, "Oh, Zakaya would have loved that."
I love how nobody said anything about Aark and Schmorgenhausen, who's literally just appeared in. But anyway,
I'm as confused as you are, Aark. You rang the bell isn't meant to work outside of the hotel complex. That you, Titus, and Zakaya were there. I don't understand how it is worked and how it is summoned me. But when I appeared in the room, Tempo spoke to me. I'm not a man of Tempo, and yet he spoke to me and told me that Zakaya was in danger and that I must attend.
Just going to finger gun at the sky a little bit as a thank you to Tempo.
You see through a window, which is like on the outside of the stadium. You see very far off in the distance, just a little lightning bolt strike the ground.
Titus, how charming do you feel right now?
Always feel relatively charming. I think I know where you're going with this. Tell me what you're thinking.
Princess Zalu, she's got a lot of jewelry, right?
Exactly what I was thinking. Someone's gonna have diamonds. It's gonna be the princess.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip that. Who had the scroll? I like to think I had the scroll because I'm not sure Titus could be trusted to have the scroll.
Nope. Nope. Don't give it to me.
Like text her straight away. I'm gonna pass Titus the scroll.
I'm up. What you do?
You up? Question mark. I'm gonna chuck Titus the scroll and just say, do you think she would? I'm gonna say lend us £300, 300 gold worth of diamonds, but we're not giving it back.
I was going to say, just to clarify, when we give them back, they aren't going to be the high quality diamonds that she gave us, are they?
They're going to cease to exist, unfortunately. We don't have to tell her that.
No, exactly. I will plead ignorance.
Brilliant.
300 gold's worth of diamonds. That's what we need.
That's what we need.
What if it's one big diamond? Does that work?
It could be one big diamond. It could be lots of little diamonds. I just need some diamonds worth 300 gold pieces.
Okay. I'm ready. Let's do this.
You don't even need any prep time. You're just gonna go for it. Is that your plan?
If I overthink it, then things will go wrong.
Okay, cool.
Titus, you hold the sending scroll in your hand, which I think for the purposes just morphs into a flip mobile phone from the early 2000s.
It's the Motorola Razr.
Absolutely. Hello, Moto.
Hello, Moto.
Yeah. Titus, you flip this phone up. You enter into the text messages and you start typing. What do you say?
Oh, okay. Bonjour, Princess Salu. And I delete it.
That's a strong start. Strong start, that. She's not an orc, though, so she wouldn't understand the language, would she?
Yeah. Then I type, hey you, winky face, and then get rid of that. No. And then I write, Princess Zalu, 'tis I, Titus Thunderbastard Caligarvi.
And you realise you've used all your characters on
Oh,
Titus
shit.
Thunderbastard Caligarvi.
Accidentally sends a voice note and goes, oh, no, sorry.
My mum sent me one of those the other day. It was just her going, what? Do you think I asked for the diamonds outright or asked to meet her?
Oh, I
It's
don't.
like a big ask on a text.
It is. Maybe give her a ring.
No, do people ring anymore?
Too keen on the first day. It's been like an hour.
Princess Alu, 'tis I, Titus Thunderbastard Caligarvi. I must meet you urgently. This is a matter of life and death. Please respond. CUL8 Titus. Winky face.
You send this?
Just flash it to Aark for approval.
Can I put like a skull emoji afterwards, just to show
Yeah.
how serious we are that it is death?
Yeah.
I put my talons up.
Send,
thumbs up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Send thumbs up.
Great. You send the message.
And watch the phone. Stare at it.
Yeah. Don't leave us on red, Zalu. Don't be that guy.
You stare at that phone. We cut back over now to the box realm with Zakaya and the Gatekeeper. Zakaya, are you taking full advantage of the facilities at this point, or are you still sat in the same chair with all these Blackleberry meads around you, not knowing what's going on?
I've had about 6 Blackleberry meads and can't actually get drunk because I guess it's kind of like sort of slightly illusionary, almost like the kind of the caviar in The Witcher, it's not quite real. So she's had like so many of these pints and she's just like, I don't feel a thing. This is really weird. I'm just incredibly bloated. And she's also in the jacuzzi and it's just kind of like floating slightly full of mead, just kind of like on the surface like a big fat frog. And just sort of trying to come to terms with her existential crisis.
You're floating in a jacuzzi, just staring up at the cloudy roof of this cabana.
Is the Gatekeeper still in earshot?
Yeah, the Gatekeeper's there.
Hey, Gatekeeper, when Aark came here, did he, like, try and fly out of here and then realise that he couldn't? That seems like something he'd do.
Oh, yeah, he totally did that. He went straight up and came straight back down.
Classic Aark. I miss those guys. Is there any way of me sort of seeing how they're getting on, maybe, in the hunt for helping me get out of here, potentially?
I wish I had that TV remote. Honestly, if I had that TV remote here, you could have watched it all. Could have watched every single second of what was going on, but it's just up and disappeared. Look, I've put in a request to the engineers to see if I can find anything. If one turns up in the next, I don't know, few minutes, could be 1,000 years, you know. Like, stuff around here takes a while to sort out. But look, I'm on it. I'll try and get it for you, but no guarantees. All right, hun?
No worries. I imagine the admin is a nightmare. Okay, well, while I'm here, I guess something else I wanted to ask you. Is there anyone else? Can I see my parents here, or do I have to officially pass over, so to speak?
Well, when you pass over, you go to the other place and you see everybody that is already there. So I haven't had any requests come through for anybody to come here and see you, if you see what I mean. Like, that's the only way that you would be able to see them without passing over. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Zach feels a little bit sad at that. She's like, oh, okay. Guess no one's come to claim me yet. Okay.
Oh, babes, this isn't a place where you come to get claimed. Whoever it is that you're after, which I think you're on about your who is it? Is it Lockrim and
Lothrim and Brenna.
Right, okay. They won't even be aware that you have come here yet, or passed on, or tried to pass on. So, yeah, look, babes, I could try and get a message to him if you wanted.
Yes, please. Do you know, just real quick, actually, do you know who's dead and who's alive?
Oh, yeah, I've got a huge list here on this clipboard of who is dead and who's alive, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Can you tell me about Aark's family? Are they dead? Are they alive?
Aark? What, the chap who came through a couple of days ago?
Yeah. He's got I think 2 or 3 children. Either way, he's got a wife and she's in peril.
Right, okay. Is that Aark? That's the Aarakocra with no canonical last name, right?
Exactly he.
Right, okay. This always takes a little bit longer for me to find, because if you haven't got a last name, so many people are called Aark in this universe. But yeah, I'll start looking through, and if I find anything, I'll let you know. All right? And
Yeah, please do.
She sets they set a little clipboard down, and you see it just automatically start scanning through stuff. She's got so many of these clipboards that she can just use at her will. But it starts looking to see for the information. Aark would have got the information immediately because he's Aark and his family is immediately connected. So it takes a little bit longer time to find that stuff when it's not directly connected to you.
Non-relative.
Exactly. The clipboard gets to work, and the Gatekeeper just offers you more vol au vents and more blackberry mead for the time being.
Okay, yeah. I'll shove those in my mouth, and I'll say, so can you get a message to my parents then?
Yeah. Okay. So what we're doing, right. Let me just write a little to-do list. So you want to know if Aark's family is still alive, and you want to get a message to your parents. Right. Here's the thing. They might not be able to come here, but I might be able to get a message to them. I'll see if I can get either or. What would you prefer?
Either or. Whatever's good. If I can just contact them in some way, that'd be great.
Okay. What is it that you'd like to say to them?
Hey, winky face. No, delete that. delete. No. That's a terrible way to start it. Hey. Fire emoji. No fire emoji. Just say, hey, it's Zakaya, and I'm ready to join you in the next life. Please write back. Lots of love, Zach.
Yeah, sure.
Kiss, kiss,
Okay,
kiss.
okay. Any kisses at the end? Any kisses?
As many as you can fit.
Oh, great. Lovely. Kiss, 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 kiss. I'll put some hugs in there as well. Nice little bit of hugs and some kisses and some hugs. Great. I'll underline that. Maybe a few more kisses, maybe a few more hugs. Right, there we go. I'll send that on through the system and we'll see what happens. But like I said, just stay comfy and do what you can for the time being. If you need anything, I'm always in earshot, so just give me a shout, all right?
Okay.
Oh, and if
And
you've
that
got
goes
any more
back to-
questions, ask away, all right?
Okay. Okie dokie. I'll keep thinking. Actually, you seem to know a lot about the dead and the living. So, do you know kind of, it might be a silly question, but just before I died, we were trying to figure out who my birth parents are. I mean, I'm raised by gnomes, I'm clearly adopted, and I think we got quite close. We came across some documents, we came across some things that I think part of the reason that I was killed is because of what was in those documents. So I just need to know, do you happen to know? Like, can you run my DNA or something, do an ancestral check and figure out who my parents were? My real ones, that is.
Zakara, I've got all of your biological information right on this clipboard here. If you want to know, just ask.
Oh my god. Okay, yes. My mum, my dad, my biological parents, tell me about them.
Right, okay. Let me have a little sort through. Starts flicking through the clipboard. Doesn't take very long. Right, okay. Mother. Now it is down here as Brenna Rubbledusk, but that's not what we're looking for, because that's step parents, isn't it? That's not biological parents. So I'm going to move over on that one. Now we're looking for biological. Okay, right. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's a very different... Alyssa Steadyheart is what we've got down here.
Oh my god, she is my mother. I knew it. That's Alyssa Steadyheart is Vixen. She's I mean, this isn't gonna mean anything to you, Gatekeeper. You weren't there, but me and my friends, we were in the Champion Games, and there was a woman on the poster, a human woman who looked exactly like me. She was a former champion, and that was Alyssa Steadyheart. So that's her. She's my mother. So my father must be Elven then, I guess, just by process of elimination.
Yeah, because you're a half elf, aren't you? Right, and if Alyssa is down as human, that means your dad's got to be... Yeah, he's got to be an elf. All right, I'll start looking through to that. And the clipboard starts flicking again. Flicking through. And the Gatekeeper comes across information on the clipboard. And the Gatekeeper says, "Oh, I don't know what's... Hold on, let me refresh. Sometimes it doesn't come up. That the Wi-Fi in it's absolutely shit. Right, come on. Come on, refresh. It'd be so much better if I could just plug this thing in. You know, like Ethernet and all that. I think we could get that in a box realm. Refresh. What? Zakaya, what do you make of this?" The Gatekeeper turns the clipboard towards you. Not the running commentary clipboard, sorry. The DNA, Ancestry.com clipboard, essentially. And you see that when it comes up looking for your biological father, it just says redacted, over and over and over again.
Somebody really didn't want me to find out who that man is, who that elf is. We saw a high elf at the Champion Games who looked exactly like me, so maybe I could have been related to him. But whoever that elven male is, I was killed for that information, Gatekeeper. Somebody really wants to keep that quiet.
I've got to say, it's never happened before. For my clipboard should be the most up-to-date thing of the material plane, but yeah, if what you're saying is true, that means someone's gone to God-level length to keep information away from us, demigods and gods. That's unheard of.
Who would have that kind of power?
The gatekeeper sighs, thinks for a minute and looks at the sky, kind of in wonderment, but then realizes that much more darker things are at play here. And the gatekeeper turns to you and says, Zakaya, it would be the work of a devil, a demon, a necrotic force of energy.
Well, me and my family back on Earth, I guess my sort of friendship group, we felt like family, so I guess that's why it feels like family to me. But we encountered a lot of necrotic foes. Mind shadows, to be exact.
Mind shadows. I can't remember if Aark mentioned anything about mind shadows. Maybe he did. Terrible, terrible things. And you've been through that pain as well.
Yeah, they've attacked us many, many times. I mean, I was nearly killed by a mind shadow before, but Aark saved my life. And they've been chasing us ever since. What do you know about them here, in this realm?
I know enough to not want to know any more, if you know what I mean.
I do. Believe me, I do.
But it all makes sense. If you've experienced these mind shadows before, and they are essentially necrotic energy of some kind, then that would mean that the work of a devil or a necrotic energized kind of being or monster would also have the power to redact any information from the gods.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Something much bigger is afoot here.
So, Alyssa Steadyheart, my mother, is she still living? Is she still alive? I couldn't get a straight answer out of anybody on the planet of Igo.
She pulls up the clipboard and she says, "No, I'm sorry, honey. She passed away."
Oh. Oh God, sorry. No, I'm saying sorry to you.
It's okay. It's okay. You're in shock. It's fine. Yeah, she died. Oh goodness gracious, she died over 25 years ago in childbirth. In childbirth? Oh my goodness, that means that you. Oh my goodness, Zakaya, that means you've never met your biological mother.
No, and it seems that I never would. She literally traded her life for my own. Oh.
The gatekeeper puts their arms around you and brings you in for a ginormous hug and does not let go.
It's just so sad to think that I never knew her, but it's not like she wasn't going to be there for me. She just died. And she died because of giving birth to me, giving life to me. Was she young? She must have been fairly young.
Says here, 21 years old.
Oh my God, that's even younger than me. I am now. Oh my goodness, poor Alyssa. I wish I'd known her. I guess she'll be in the world beyond, though, right? I can probably have a chat to her when I see her. Be a strange, awkward, "Hi, I'm your kid" conversation, I'm sure, but it's got to happen at some point.
Yeah, she'll be on the other side somewhere. Who knows? Maybe if you pass through, you'll find her and find the courage to strike up a conversation with her. But until then, stay comfy here.
Yeah.
The gatekeeper gets 2 notifications on their clipboard. Oh, okay. You wanted to know about Aark's wife and kids?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, they're very much alive.
Oh my God, yes! Okay, if only can I get a message to Aark? Or I realise I'm probably using all my bandwidth here. But, is there any chance I can get a message to Aark?
I'm sorry, honey. There's no way to contact the outside. It's me into the next world, but I don't get to go back to the material plane. That's the trade-off, you see.
I see. Right, that's the living part of it. Got you. Okay. Oh, I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved they're okay. What was the other notification?
Zakaya, stay here, okay? Just have a little drink, have some food.
She's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, so where can I go?
just don't walk out of my sight, all right? Just stay there. I'm gonna be back. This is unprecedented. And you see the gatekeeper walk towards the beyond and disappears through the gate, out of sight, gone. We cut back to the material plane with Aark, Titus, and Aark and Schmorgenhausen all in the living quarters of Stadia Concretia, watching over the currently deceased body of Zakaya. Head wrapped in bandages, coins over the eyes, hands placed on the chest, with Aark and Schmorgenhausen sobbing quietly at the foot of the bed.
Let me just tell you, it's a good job that I cannot hear what's going on with Zach, because if I knew that, I would pull out my greatsword, stab myself in the chest, and find out how she lost that goddamn arm.
Just again, out of the character, Jamie's very happy that he hasn't killed all of Zakaya's parents canonically. So just the two.
Yeah.
Go on.
That's a big revelation there. I killed one of them. We're even.
No, I killed two, unfortunately, Zach. So.
Oh, well, you know. I suppose a biological one is worth two in the bush.
Well, I killed 3.
Dun dun dun.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah. Titus, you get a message back.
Oh! I don't read it. I can't read it. I chuck the scroll to Aark.
I chuck it to Erican. What's it say?
Oh,
Erican?
yeah, even better!
What?
No, but she'll fall in love with Erican.
What is this? Oh, it's a flip phone. Okay. Oh, it's from Zalo. Who is Zalo? Anybody know?
She's no one, Erican. Just read the message.
Okay.
She means nothing.
Titus, roll a deception check, please.
Okay, brilliant. Right. I was really happy with that nat 20. I've never wanted to roll a nat 1 anymore. Right, here we go. What is it? Deception?
Deception check, please.
5.
Have you plussed your extra +1 on that as well? Do you remember that?
From your book?
Yeah, 6.
6, great. Yeah. I guess Erican, whatever, it's fine. Erican isn't upset at this point. But he looks at the phone and says, oh, okay, Zalu, your message before, the 300 golds worth of diamonds. Oh, yes, no, they want to meet, but something about lockdown and metal gates and restricted areas and, it looks like the whole stadium is on lockdown. Nobody can get in, nobody can get out, nobody can move from room to room. All the VIPs are locked within the Royal Box green room. So it looks like there's no way to get, out to people.
Are there vents in this place, Ollie?
Roll a investigation check.
You can do this! I'm definitely too big to go through the vents.
I was going to say, are there vents big enough for a 7-foot tall?
We've been an event before, canonically.
Yeah, but I think if they're big enough, it would also be like, gung, gung, gung.
Yeah, Titus, roll me an investigation check.
17.
17. Titus, you see vents. You see vents within this room. They are in the ceiling. Do you tell the rest of the room that you see vents?
Yes. What do you think we should do? I mean, do we just wait it out until, cause she's got 10 days? But do we wait it out, or do we throw Aark and Smorgenhausen into the vents?
Again, out of character, I so want Ollie to roleplay Eric and Smorgenhausen talking to Zalu. Because it's him talking to himself. It's amazing.
We've got a night off, haven't we? It's great.
Yeah.
So Aark. I think we have to throw him up there, to be honest. He's got some teleports as well, but I don't want him to.
Well, you heard the guy. I grab Eric by the back of his scruff of his coat or whatever.
Oh no! Oh, where am I going? Oh no! And you hear Eric go, "Oh, please, Mr. Titus, I love how your man handled me, but please, message Zalu first and tell her that I will try and get through the events to get to her. Maybe if I could get to her and get her you need the physical diamonds, don't you? Not just 300 gold, you need the physical diamonds?
Yes.
Right, okay.
I was only pretending. I chuck him in the air like a baby.
Oh, Mr. Titus, you naughty man. Oh, you silly sausage. Oh, I like this too much. Oh, no, stop it.
Right, I better message Zalu back first. I put him down.
Okay.
And I message her saying, what do I say? Hang on.
Eric and Smorgenhausen is a lot of characters, so you know.
Okay. Fear not, my princess. We have a tiny man that we shall be sending you. We require I'm not sure if I mentioned how much I actually need from her. We require 300 gold's worth of diamonds, which will be returned. Actually, they're not going to be returned. 300 gold's worth of diamonds, for which you will be reimbursed. That's the best.
If this was a Motorola Razr, there's no way you'd have enough characters, and it would literally just read like, "Princess, we send tiny man, deliver diamonds."
Honestly, kids nowadays haven't got a clue, have they?
No, honestly, I was thinking about this the other day, actually, how you just type however long you want on WhatsApp now. It's not even a thing.
No.
Oh, anyway.
You send that text message to Zalu.
I also clarify, Aark, what can the code word be? Because just in case someone else comes through the vents and she just accidentally gives them the diamonds that we need.
Love that you've thought about that as a possibility.
I've watched too many buddy comedies where they're like, "Yeah, I gave it to the guy," and you're like, "No, I'm the guy." The code words are tickle fight. Sent.
Nice. You send that through. She immediately replies back and says, "Yeah, absolutely." And you get another message back from her saying, "Was that tickle fight message meant for me?"
Everything is meant for you.
Send. Great. You put Eric and Smorgenhausen into the vents, correct?
Do you want to send a token with Eric and Smorgenhausen? Because we are taking a jewelry. We are taking a big, like 300. Do you want to send something with like a symbol?
Yeah,
of
give her the head of the assassin. She'll like that.
Did the assassin have any nice earrings?
Definitely.
Good idea. Better.
Definitely.
I thought if she's a Goliath, I thought she'd be into that.
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll save that to when that was going to be my reimbursement when I saw her was the head. Maybe I'd rip I don't know how exact. I'm not a doctor, but I'm fairly certain I can just rip out all the insides and put a candle in there and pretty much
100%.
Jobs are good.
100%. Yeah. Easy. Okay. What you sending her as a token?
Titus's mission is to build a flesh man. We've got a head and a penis.
The most important bits. 2 heads, really. Think about it.
Or can I hang the earrings off a toothpick?
Of course you can.
Yeah, send that with him. I say to Erica, if she goes to put that in her mouth, I want you to look away. I do not want you to get scarred by this image, Erica.
Oh goodness! Is it why? What does she do when she puts it in her mouth?
It's graphic. It's graphic, mate. It's not for your eyes to see.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I mean, she's probably
ruin your innocence.
She's not my type, I don't think. I don't know who my type is. Maybe big, strong, muscly Goliath man. I don't know. Okay. Oh! I am going into the vents. Goodbye. And Erican jumps up into the vents, and he goes off. You close the vents behind him, seal them up. there are no guards in the room, so you're fine with doing this. But an hour
Turn to Aark and say, huh, guess he had to let off some steam.
Is there any steam in here?
It's a vent thing. It is, yeah. It's quite. It would have been a wow if we'd been a little bit more on it, ads. I feel like that's on us.
It's not a wow though, is it? It's not a wow this time.
No.
I also like it was even if it was going to be great. There's no way that's a wow when it's just me and Aark in the room.
It's true. It's true.
The smallest wow you can ever have.
It's true. We just look at you so vacant. What? Exactly like we did on the Zoom just then. You send Eric and Schmorgenhausen through the vents. An hour goes by. Another hour goes by. Another hour goes by. We're getting through into the late afternoon and into the evening. And you start to... Well, first of all, Titus, you get a message back from Zalu saying, sending the goods back now. Be with you shortly.
Oh, get in.
You hear
Made it.
You hear the German chuckles of Eric and Schmorgenhausen making his way through the vents back into the room with you guys. He pushes on the vent and he says, Mr. Titus, do I have to say the code word as well? I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is.
I adopt a very serious tone. Do you have the stuff?
Yeah, I've got the stuff, but I forgot the code word. What is it?
Show me the stuff.
Okay,
Whoever you are.
Come on, Titus, you know it's me. No one else in this campaign talks like this. It's me. Come on.
Anyone could adopt that gorgeous voice of accent.
Okay, this is DM Ollie now talking to everybody listening. I did that because I've genuinely forgotten the code word. So please tell me what the fuck it is so I can say.
I'm building to it. Don't worry.
Great. We're fine. Because I genuinely forgot what the code word was.
I hold up my hand so that whoever this intruder is can hand me the goods.
Okay. And you see a small jade green velvet sack of diamonds. I say sack, it's like a pouch. They're tiny diamonds, but he pushes the diamonds through the top of the vent and out and into your palm.
I sort of sniff the bag briefly and then pass them on to gently pass them on to Aark.
Titus, you go.
And then I go. So how high up is this vent in terms of where I'm?
Oh, it's like your head height. It's your head height. Easy,
perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm effectively face to face with him.
Yes.
Okay, and I square up to him and say, "You don't know the code word, do you?"
No.
Well, there's only one thing for it then. Tickle fight! And then I pull him out and tickle him.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll remember the code next time. Says, oh no. You guys have a little tickle fight with a deceased body next to you in the same room.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time.
No, it wouldn't. Titus, you have this bag of diamonds.
Oh yeah, pass that on to Aark.
I take it and very unceremoniously. I think I'm going to slump in. Is there a chair or is there a chair in the room?
Yeah, sure.
Just going to slump in the chair, looking pretty exhausted, really. And just go, thank you, Erican.
It's no problem. I would do absolutely anything for all three of you.
What do we need to do, Aark?
Yeah, I need to prepare.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I just need to get some rest and pray to tempo.
Is there is there a bed above the bunk bed?
Yes.
I'm gonna offer that to Eric, and he's been good. I'll just sleep on the floor.
Titus, that's very kind of you, but I feel as though my calling here is coming to an end. I feel myself being...
Shit, yeah, I forgot you weren't with us from the beginning.
I feel myself being being pulled back into that teeny tiny bell. Aark, I don't know. Maybe give it a ring tomorrow and see what happens. Maybe I'll appear again. Who knows? But something is telling me that I need to go back.
He's left the oven on in the hotel. He's been gone all this time.
Have you... I'm really sorry to ask another favour. Have you got any blue arcane on you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Clicks his fingers. A big old fridge of healing potions and blue arcane appears right next to you. So, I mean, I have...
Hey, Zach, could have done with that, couldn't you? I'm sorry, I'm trying to lighten the mood.
He says, I don't... what is it that you need? I don't have, like, max healing potions. I have the small ones. I have the greater. And that's kind of it at the moment.
Can I... Obviously, you very much saved us again. But I'd like at least one dose of blue arcane for Zach.
Okay, yes, no problem. He gets out this thick blue vase and with a top on it and hands it to you. That is enough arcane. That is enough blue arcane for one dose. I know it comes in a large bottle, but it goes down very quickly. So just one dose. Here you go. He looks through the fridge and dishes out 4 greater healing potions. He gives you 2, Titus, and he gives 2 to you, Aark. And he says, if you are successful and you bring back our girl, make sure you give one to her, okay?
Just remembering to actually write this down now. I never remember. There we go.
Solid advice.
4 greater healing potions between Titus and Aark.
D&D Beyond would be like, what's happening? You've never done this before?
We need to refresh the page. What's going on? And Erican says, I'll be going now, but I wish you the best of luck with the spell. And yes, I hope to see our girl again very soon. Titus, I love you. Goodbye. And he disappears into the bell. Yeah, Erican disappears into the teeny tiny bell. The Aark you can put back in your pack if you so wish.
Yeah, I'll pop it back.
So Aark, just for listeners at home, not to get too meta, but you need a long rest before you can do this, correct?
Yep, so a cleric can swap out their spells after a long rest. So I need to swap out a couple of spells to be able to bring Zach back.
Okay. You hear the games master knock on the door. He walks away because he doesn't think anybody's in the room.
I was going to say, I can't answer it. You two just looking at each other.
I don't know if we're meant to be doing something naughty, so I wasn't sure if we had to answer the door. I just looked at Aark.
It's totally okay to whisper. You can absolutely whisper to each other. What's going on?
Back in one second.
Who do you think it is? Who's at the door?
Maybe Erican's come back already.
Could be Erican. You'll know the password.
Shall I ask the password?
Do you want to ask? I'm nervous.
Ollie, is there a peephole in the door?
Sure, there's a peephole in the door.
Not quite good enough for ring doorbells just yet.
Nope.
I see. Let's go and have a look at the peephole.
You look through the peephole?
Also, as I do that, I accidentally headbutt the door. So I like slam my head against the door because I'm not exactly sure how peepholes work.
You slam your skull into this wooden door. It breaks off its hinges and crushes the games master.
Oh no!
You put your eye up to the peephole and you see the games master at the door who says, "Is it all right if I come in?"
Oh, because it alright if he comes in.
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Come in.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're his guards.
Let him in.
His guards, release their lances from the door. The games master comes in and closes the door behind you. And he's not there for too much. He just wants to pop in and check on everything, and he says to you, Aark, he says, I got 4 men stationed outside this door. I got 4 more down the corridor, and I got another 4 at the bottom of the stairs. That should cover absolutely everything for entrances and exits from this room. Is there anything else I can do for you before you guys want to get your rest?
Can I ask about the games?
Of course you can.
So, will the
Good point.
will the games be happening tomorrow?
At this rate, we don't know. We've had an assassin loose in the building who's killed a member of the Champion Games on the first day. If this got out, it would be absolute catastrophe for the Purple Moon Festival, for everyone involved. So we're on lockdown until the morning. We're going through everyone's stuff. Everyone who's still in the building is being searched left, right, and centre. If we find any culprits here, anyone who's connected to that assassin, we'll find it by morning.
Can I ask about one of your guests?
Absolutely. Who be you after?
That Aarakocran chap. What's he doing here?
Aarakocran? Aye, you're here. Ah, you mean that chap in the royal box?
Yeah, I mean Abe's.
Harley-atus Aves. He's one of the VIPs for the games here. Is he part of your clan?
No. My clan's right here.
Oh, that's me.
All right. Do you want to know anything more about him, or is that it?
Yeah, how did he get here?
Oh, I suppose same way everybody does to the Champion Games. It's like interplanetary travel and that. You know, big ships. I'm sure you were a military man in your past.
I'm just wondering why the Solar Navy would let him travel.
Hey, what do you mean?
Well, I haven't seen him in a few years, but last time I spoke to him, he was not a fan of the Solar Navy.
The political situation throughout the solar system it's more lax here on Igo. We're more liberal, not as conservative as some of those other planets. So travel to here it's not nigh on impossible, but Solar Navy don't really have anything to do with Igo. We made sure they stayed out a long time ago.
Is he still in the building, Aves?
Everyone who was in the games at the time that I put everything on lockdown will still be here. We're still going through personnel files. If I find out, I can tell he's in the morning.
I'd just be very curious to know. And obviously what's happened here is a mistake. And if Zach survives, you'll have our silence for a favour.
All right, I'm listening.
No, that's it. I'm not going to tell you what the favour is.
Right. So you want to call upon a favour?
We're not going to ruin the integrity of the games. That's the most important thing. We won't do any of that. It's really important that Titus wins these games fair and square. But we might ask for a favour.
All right. Well, I've helped you out as much as I can so far. If I can pull it off, why not?
And if you don't pull it off, everyone will know.
All right. Well, I best be getting to bed and thinking about that all night long. And he turns and exits the room as a man who could have a ruined career.
Aark. Are you going to ask for a party favour?
I don't know, Titus. I thought it sounded cool, and it's kind of worked.
It did sound really cool, mate. It did sound cool.
I don't know. What do you want from him? I don't know.
Are you all settling down for a long rest?
Yeah, I'm just going to go to Titus when I'm in the chair and just go, Titus, I'm so tired.
I'm already asleep on the top bunk.
Yeah, Aark, you famously sleep in chairs wherever you can. So, yeah, you fall asleep in the chair, keeping a passive watchful eye over Zakaya's body as it lays in this bottom bunk. Titus, you are snoring at the top of your lungs, of course. And Erican has disappeared back into the teeny tiny bell. We cut back over now to the box realm. Zakaya, are you still in the jacuzzi?
I am indeed, yes.
Okay. Floating about, no doubt.
Yep, I've gone a bit wrinkly now. I've got that feeling when your fingertips look like raisins.
Yes. Full of blackberry mead and teeny tiny nuggets floating in a jacuzzi like a raisin. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Zakaya, you are just staring up at the white clouds in the sky, enjoying the bubbles as they pop against your skin. You've not dunked your dreadlocks in water in a very long time, so this feels quite luxurious. You know, there's shampoos on the side, and you know, floral scented bath treats, as it were, for you to bathe if you so wish. But you're just contemplating your situation in this jacuzzi.
With whatever it was she went off to do.
Yeah.
They went off to do.
You hear the gatekeeper, stiletto, heel tap towards you. Hiya, babes, you right?
Hey, oh my gosh, you're back. What happened? You went off in such a hurry and you said it was unprecedented, and what happened?
Yeah, there's someone here to see you.
Oh my goodness, is it Brenna? Is it Lothram? Is it my mum, my dad?
The gatekeeper steps to the side, revealing what you think for a second is a mirror image. But as you look upon this person, they come into focus, Zakaya. For the first time in your life, you lay your eyes upon the sight of your biological mother, Alyssa Steadyheart. She's 46 years old, slight in frame, with a couple of scars you notice across her collarbone and neck immediately. You see you're the same height, but with tanned skin in opposition to your more elven grey skin, as it were. She's got green eyes and has a cluster of reddish-brown freckles across her cheeks. She has many piercings in her ears and soft caramel-coloured curls in her short, shoulder-length hair, accompanied by autumnal leaves throughout. She looks like a woman of the world, with like a 70s hippie-ish dress sense, but she's like ready for action. She wears tight leather trousers, brown boots, a cobalt blue long jacket, and a white slightly unbuttoned shirt with rolled up sleeves. She looks like nothing you imagined, but everything you imagined all at once. What do you do?
You're my mother. You're my mother. My name's Zach. How did you know I was here?
The gatekeeper turns to you and says, "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry, but she can't speak. She had some kind of affliction cast upon her in death, rendering her silent for all the time she's been here. I mean, with everything that you said about that necrotic energy and the devil and all this stuff, like, whoever did it wanted to silence her in the afterlife as well as the material plane. I can't imagine what pain she's been through."
Somebody really must have wanted her to keep quiet. I'm going to walk forward towards Alyssa, and I'm just going to gently put my hand up, because I imagine our hands are very much the same sort of shape and size. Put my hand up and hope that she sort of puts her hand up to meet me.
She doesn't raise her hand to put it to your hand, but she raises her hand and takes your hand in hers.
I've been waiting so long to meet you. I have no idea who my father is, and I don't know why someone did this to you. I don't know what they're hiding. I'm just so sorry. Thank you for bringing me into the world. It's the last thing you ever did.
So, sorry, Zakaya. I know she can't talk, but I can hear what she's trying to say to you. So I can do most of the talking for you. Just, look, take your time. I'll keep a close watch on both of you, but don't be afraid if you hear me talking in your head, okay? Because that's the only way I can tell you what's going on. So you ask her questions. I can listen into her psyche. And
you can translate for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I'll just be over on the sofa in the cabana. Where do you want to sit down? You want to sit down? Do you want a day bed? Where do you want to? How do you want to talk to your mum that you've never met? What do you want to do?
I think we'll just sit down on like a sofa or something.
A comfy, fluffy cloud sofa appears beneath both of you, and you immediately sit down. More blackberry meads appear to the side of you, and you also see a couple blackberry meads appear next to her. Your taste in beverages is hereditary. It's genetic. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm going to note that. I'm going to say oh my gosh, blackberry mead. I knew it. I knew we were related.
She loves blackberry mead. Says it's her best ever. She loves it. Enjoyed it as a kid. Probably enjoyed it too young as a kid, but started drinking from a younger age. Let's just say.
Oh, don't worry, Mum. I won't tell if you don't. Can I call you Mum? I know that sounds really weird. I just don't. It feels really strange to actually be in front of you for the first time.
She says, "Of course you can. You're her daughter, after all."
I know it's painful to ask, but I need to know what happened. Who is my father? Can you tell me anything about him?
Zakaya, I'm really sorry, but all I'm getting is her trying to talk. She's trying to speak. She's trying to say the name, but it's not vocalizing. I'm sorry, hun.
Oh God. Okay. Well, did they hurt you? They obviously took your voice away, but when I say they, who? Mind shadows? Do you know anything about mind shadows?
The gatekeeper looks slightly vacant and says, she doesn't know. She's heard the word mind shadows before, but she doesn't know what they look like or how they appear. And then you see Alyssa puts her hand onto her cheek to the scar that's on her left cheek. And you see her start to think within her memories as if she's remembering something that happened to her, but can't vocalize it because of this curse. The gatekeeper then says, Zakaya, Alyssa wants to share some memories with you, but it means merging arcanically, which, it's more difficult than it sounds, but we need you two to connect physically. And with your consent, she'll let you in on some memories.
Absolutely. Of course. I'm going to take both my mum's hands in my own hands and say, I'm ready. Share your memories with me.
Alyssa takes your hands and stands silent, looking deep into your eyes. Zakaya, roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Oh, it's my first roll of a dice this time around. I need to look at my character sheet now. Right. An Arcana check. 13.
You see Alyssa, 21 years old, celebrating having just won the Champion Games for the third time in a row with her team of combatants, Madame Mordana, Fool and Star. Celebrations are in full swing to a packed crowd of more than 600,000 people in attendance, with pyrotechnics and confetti launching into the air. You see that Alyssa catches the eye of a high elf, cloaked in silhouetted shadow. Only 200 years old, but in the prime of his life, flirting with her at an after party. You see them spending the night drinking and being merry before finally kissing under the starlit night of the Igoan night sky in the city of Concretia. You see the next morning a different high elf bartering with a team of femme fatales to bring them to Een for a paid residency before the team accepts and celebrates as if they finally made it in life. A month later they arrive on Een and perform combat dances and high aerial stunts every night to packed crowds of high elves visiting the planet, as well as the high elves that brought them there. You see Alyssa's romance with the same high elf, still silhouetted and cloaked, continues and blossoms as she's showered with gifts and treated like a queen. The memories then turn grey and sepia in tone, as you hear the slamming of doors and the voices of high elves condemning the relationship away from her eyes, but not directly to her ears. But Alyssa carries on. What harm or hatred could come to her if she has her man by her side? You see Alyssa and the high elf sat on a bed together as Alyssa announces she's with child. The high elf starts shouting and screaming at Alyssa, obscenities that you wouldn't utter to anyone, let alone your partner. The memories then turn red and dark as you see Alyssa, almost 8 months pregnant, beaten and bruised by high elven officials, while her partner watches on, not helpless to act, but choosing not to act. Weeks go by and the beatings get worse and worse, and then the unthinkable happens. The high elf himself turns on Alyssa and beats her so badly that you could have sworn she was dead. The memories flash forward and you see Alyssa running through her life, through the gnomish forest of Een, bloodied and beaten and afflicted with a necrotic wound across her cheek, as she hides amongst the forest floor from high elven scout teams as they chase her down like a dog. She doesn't cry for help, but comes across a cottage on the edge of a forest where a young, childless couple of gnomes take her in and hide her from the pursuing foes. You see flashes of Alyssa hiding under the floorboards while high elven men ransack the cottage looking for any sign of the human woman who has brought shame upon their kind. You then see Alyssa in the pains of labour as she's laid out on a huge kitchen table, being comforted by the gnomish couple. Zakaya, you feel the pain of childbirth as it's happening to you, as if it's happening to you in this moment, as pushes and strains and crying turn to joyful relief. You hear the sound of a newborn cry for the first time, that newborn being you. And as Alyssa glances down at the life that she has brought into this world, her body, having been through the fires of hell and back, give up. Zakaya, you feel tears running down your shoulders as, within this memory, you've not realised it, but Alyssa has brought you in for a hug as she imparts these terrible, terrible memories upon you.
I will hug her back. And I will whisper in her ear, "Thank you. I had no idea that I can't believe what they put you through. I can't believe what you went through. To know that my father is a high elf, that I am of half noble elf blood, and yet that was the way that they treated you for being human, for daring to bring a half-breed into the world. I'm so sorry, and I'm just so sorry." I just have a little cry, hug her and have a little cry.
Zakaya, at this moment in time, are there any memories that you would like to share with Alyssa from your past?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to tell Alyssa basically like who I was, I suppose, because that's not something that she doesn't really know who her daughter is. So I'm basically gonna say, and I've written a little thing, like a little if I was to speak to like beyond. So I kind of hug her tight and I say, my name is Zakaya Rebeldust, and as you know now, I am the true daughter of Alyssa Steadyheart and an unnamed high elf, adopted daughter of Lothrim and Brenna Rebeldust, a half-elf with noble lineage who never knew her true mother until this moment, until this passage of death has brought them together. I was raised in a gnomish forest, so I show her like the forest and sort of like the place on Een where I used to love and grow up, and that forest was razed to the ground, reducing the only family I had ever known to ashes. So I show her Plain Walker and the horrible things that happened to my family and to the people that obviously adopted me in that regard. When I was a young teenager, I lost my arm when I was dared into hunting a giant elder bear with my friend Zappel. Zappel had told me about this creature. He lived in the forest of Een. It was absolutely massive, and he said that I might be the best archer, the best hunter in the world, in my sort of little gnomish tribe, but I couldn't kill this elder bear. And I went after it. I tracked it for days. When I finally found it, we got into a fight, and I attacked the bear, and the bear tore my arm clean off. And I thought I would die there, but I awoke to find a bear cub just licking my wounds. Somehow I survived. My father found me, and my father is the one who carved the prosthetic that you see now. So I'll just kind of show all that to her so she can see that memory. Funnily enough, the bear then became a sigil as part of a prophecy that I would discover later on. So I wandered the wilderness for so long. I wanted to avoid the flames of my past. I was an outcast roaming the planet of Een. I'd always been different, and although my family, the gnomes, before they died, they loved me, the mystery of my origins and my purpose had always been this strange hybrid. It was the lump in my throat at the end of every day. Who was I, and why was I? And I was trying to get as far away from the smell of burnt wood and the forests of Een. I stowed away aboard a cruise ship, heading for the planet of Azul. Years passed alone, spending time mostly with animals, until one fateful day when I may have casually, I'll omit this bit for you, gouged out the eyes of some solar naval troops for kicking a dog. After that, I was thrown in prison, and that's when my life changed forever, where I met Aark and Titus Thunderbastard Caligari. We had a messy escape involving Squiddy. I can show you some backflips. Pretty cool backflip, huh? And then me frying the brains of 30 guards with one thunderwave, as only my druid ways could. We were 3 people thrown together like dice, becoming entangled within events bigger than we could ever imagine. And I just hope they realise what they meant to me. In the short time that we knew one another, they didn't care that I was a half-breed or a feral, uneducated forest dweller, or even that some people thought I was sus. They stuck by me. And they taught me battle skills, puns, wrestling. They taught me about the evil in this world as well, unfortunately. But Aark, despite being involved in the Planewalker incident who killed my family, he was a kind, caring man of honour. And I want to show when he makes the forest sign to my mum so that she can see Aark making the sign and scratching it into the wood. And then I'm going to show her lots of Eric and Schmorgenhausen. I'm just going to say, this is the best man you've ever met in your life. He's got the best voice. We have to ring a tiny, teeny bell to get him to appear. And he's just such wonderful hospitality. He's like a breath of fresh air. And then there's Titus, who's amazing at wrestling, and I'll show her Zalu, and I'll show her Aark's death as well. We nearly lost Aark, but we managed to bring him back. The moment in the rain where we shook the hands and we made that pact, which is interesting looking back because I don't even feel like I want revenge anymore. I weirdly feel like if I did, it would be on the wrong people. I feel like my family, although they were wronged, no, not half as much as you. And the prophecy that we had, I'll show her like the bit of the mind shadow effects and kind of the prophecy that we saw. Like, as I lay dying on that Hall of Fame, thinking of my own legacy, I just realised that I mattered. I mattered to these people, and I realised how nice it was to matter. And I guess my last wish really is just, I wish that a piece of me could travel with them again. I'm sorry that I won't get to finish playing my part.
Zakaya, in all this memory sharing and wonderfulness that you've shown towards Alyssa Steadyheart, at just how full your life was, it's a shame that it's been taken so soon. You embrace each other for the biggest hug you've ever had. And as the Gatekeeper watches you both kind of corporeally merge, and just this effervescent, brilliant, bright light just appears from both of your hearts and gets brighter and brighter and brighter until the Gatekeeper can't open their eyes anymore or look in the direction of the light. The love and strength that you are showing in this moment is that of a godlike holy being. And the Gatekeeper just cannot look at this light anymore. It envelops their eyes, envelops the room. They can't see this cabana anymore. And then the light dies away. And the Gatekeeper looks to where you and Alyssa were standing. And for a second, sees nothing. And that's where we end our session.
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Wow.
Goodness gracious me, gang. That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was bloody brilliant.
A roller coaster.
Wow. God,
Ups
so
and-
much stuff came up in that one.
Ups and downs and all over the place. Huge thank you to my players, Jamie, Amy, and Adam, for coming through and playing another episode of Dice with Death. Huge shout out to Amy for writing all that end bit there.
That's great.
It was great, Ames. That was really, really cool. Very well
I've called
done.
it
Very
I've
well
called it
done.
Zakaya's Eulogy, in
Very nice, very nice. Which,
case I needed it.
who knows, might be a little giveaway about what's happening next, but we shall see in the next episode of Dice with
We
Death.
really don't know. We're leaving it very up to chance. So
Abso-bloody-lutely. You can follow us on social media at Dice Death Pod. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can also follow all of us. We're the cast of Dice with Death, so come talk to us on Twitter. We love a little chat on Twitter, so go and join us there. Jamie, where can people find you on the social media?
So me and Adam took out our headphones while Amy was describing how she lost her arm. So we
Didn't hear it.
We currently don't have a clue. I edit the episode, so shortly I will have a clue.
You will have a clue.
Oh my god! Well, that was it. I know. Adam had to get up because that was why I laughed halfway through about to say it, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, this
you
is
imagine.
funny." Because literally, like, how hilarious is it actually that like he genuinely won't ever know? But well, there you go. Listen to that episode, boys.
I'm not going to listen. I'm not going. Well, if I do listen back, I'll skip past that bit. I did. Yeah.
Aw.
I like being in the dark for this.
Yeah.
If I'm going to find out, I'll find out the right goddamn way.
Okay.
That's killing myself and then asking the gatekeeper.
Okay. Well, Jamie, where can people find you on the social media?
You can find me on Twitter. I am at Jamu1987.
Amy, where can people find you on social media?
I'm also on Twitter at Amy_Mallet.
And Adam, where can people find you on the social media?
Don't snitch tag. Don't tell it me on Twitter. Blocked and reported if that happens.
Yeah, don't
that's
tell
fair.
him.
That's
Don't tell
fair.
him.
That's fair.
At Adam Wilborn on all social medias.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Dice with Death. I cannot wait for the next one.
Me neither.
Oh,
I hope you're all looking forward to it as well. say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.